So for weeks, there's been a lot of mixed emotions and responses to any news relating to Fox's Josh Trank reboot of the Fantastic Four, starring Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell. We learned a lot about the origin stories being altered, especially Dr. Doom's. He's going to be renamed Victor Domashev, and rather than a scientist, he will be a blogger named Doom. Then this week, we got our first look at the suits, which seem to start a fire with fans. It's important that people know the Fantastic Four didn't wear the trademark suits we're used to seeing in the first few issues of the comics, and this is going to be an origin story. It's a complete reboot. It's an origin story of the group, so those suits will likely not be around by the end, and we might see our trademark suits when the group is completely formed. It's worth noting, too, that Josh Trank pitched his concept of the film to Stan Lee, and according to Trank, he loved it. So if Stan the Man loves it, I think we all need to have a little bit more faith in this film. I want to take a look now, though, at some of the highlights of the trailer that we got, which if you haven't seen it, we have it for you at Comicbook.com. It was a good first teaser. It gave me some faith in the potential for Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic, and I think Michael B. Jordan will be a great Johnny Storm. I want to talk about the look that we got of the Thing breaking out of those stones, though. He'll eventually be comprised of those stones, and I think it looks really cool. We never get a full look at him, but it seems like so far he looks the most like the comic books out of all the characters. The idea of having him bust out of the stone that he's going to be made of fully formed, it seems pretty cool. The next thing, we saw Johnny Storm become the Human Torch. This may or may not be the first time he does his flame-on trick in the film, but it's the first time we see it. So the effects look pretty cool. The hallway lights up, Johnny's body lights up, but it doesn't look like he is made of fire, but rather he is engulfed in flames, which is a change from the 2005 film, and I think it's pretty cool. My favorite part of the trailer, though, is when we see all four members of the Fantastic Four from behind staring at something that looks like the portal from the Avengers. Obviously, I'm sure it's different, but it has a similar look to it. What's most important, though, is that this is when the team is all together, which is exactly what the Fantastic Four is all about. They're a team, and they have to work together using each other's abilities to conquer enemies, obstacles, and evil. There is also a fun Easter egg worth talking about. In that computer room you might not have thought twice about, we may have gotten a peek at Latveria or a reference to it. In the bottom left corner of the screen, you can see an IP address, and that IP address, if you plug it into a search engine, you'll find a wiki entry for Latveria. For those who don't know, Latveria is an isolated nation in Europe ruled by Dr. Doom. Perhaps they are trying to find the source of a hack, which will lead them to Domashev. Another Easter egg worth talking about was the Grimm salvage from the opening couple clips of the trailer. It seems as if the movie is deviating significantly from the comics because that is not Grimm's backstory. Is that okay with you? What did you think of the trailer now that we know a little bit more about the film? Let us know in the comments section. Fantastic Four hits theaters August 7th. Are you going to check it out?